Scholars, welcome to the counselor's office. There's not much of an intro, and I'll explain why. Let's just do it. I actually had an edited video, but for some reason, my Sony Vegas is deciding to not work anymore. I think it's outdated. I don't want to buy it again. I don't know. For some reason, it just suddenly won't render and it crashes even if I do CPU or GPU. It doesn't matter. At this point, it might be time to move over to Adobe Premiere for editing. It's bite the bullet, actually learn the new software. And yeah, that's where we're at. But I do have a backup plan because this is a video that someone in the Discord asked me, hey, or didn't ask me, but they posted in hopes that I would react to it. So we're going to react to Dr. Disaster. I have no idea who this is and what I'm getting posted, but we have rumor, Bungie facing layoffs. They'll have to shut down either Marathon or Destiny 2. Now, I have not heard anything about this, so that's what piques my interest. This is 11 minutes. I'm going to do this immediately because we all know I am the king of yapping. I am the yappening. That's me. I am the yapper. But that's okay because we actually react versus just sit and, steal someone else's content. But I'm interested. I have thesis. Okay, I didn't know we need a thesis to know the rumor. I'm going to guess already. Someone's just going to pull. This is just some magical tweet that someone put out there. And that's what we're assuming is going to happen. Like rumors a lot, not... You just saying it's something doesn't make it a rumor, right? At least have some facts. Maybe I'm jumping the bullet, but usually when you see stuff like that, it has me skeptical. Even though we all can agree that there is a reality where they have layoffs and they probably will, but I don't know about rumor right now.
But I don't want to put the prize in the bag.
Oh, but baby.
It's AI, but it's still funny because of, yeah, I like that.
But I don't want to put the fries in the bag.
Oh, but baby.
Poor baby.
What's up, Space Pirates? This is your Admiral, the supremely savage Dr. Disaster. And at a certain point, when a company screws up bad enough, there are consequences. They may not want to admit it at the company that screwed up, but those consequences definitely happen.
You screwed up when the guy that's dressed up as Star Wars and you made Destiny Star Wars and he's pissed at you. You done fucked up.
I deserve. I'm reaping what I sow.
The other day, when the Sony earnings report indicated that Bungie was going to be taking the better part of $1 billion impairment charge, admitting that Marathon had flopped and cost them money.
Yeah, we've heard
this.
this.
From the headlines here, Sony insisted that they remain committed to the Marathon project, and they claimed that the players for the game remain highly engaged. In other words, the people who...
They're not wrong. Like, that is what is going on with retention. Like, that is actually what's happening. Like, it might be a small population, and it's just like the reviews on Steam that Sony loves to talk about. Is yes, it's positive. You could say 5 dudes giving a restaurant 10 stars and like this is the best restaurant ever. Is it really if only 5 dudes go there?
Who are playing Marathon sure do seem to like it. This is kind of similar to observing the fact that only flies are eating the turd on the ground, but by golly, those flies sure seem to like it. As this Bungie...
Yes. Yep. Hey, I like that. That's a good term. That's a great example. Even flies will, yeah. I never thought about that. Even flies will eat shit, except anyone else that doesn't want to eat shit.
Bro replied to this news the other day. Flies.
What terminology he called them?
Sure seemed to like it. As this Bungie bro replied to this news the other day.
Bungie bros! I want someone else to unironically call them Bungie ball fondlers. Please, Bungie ball fondlers. Make it a thing. Please.
Remember when I made a post last night about how excited I was for the future of Marathon? Remember how I was mocked and insulted for saying that? Marathon isn't going anywhere, and neither am I.
I like to eat shit!
Well, a new rumor is popping up, and I have to stress that this is...
Okay, I need to step my game up. I need to step my... This guy's taking shit talking to another level. I'm pissed.
Still just a rumor, but Detective Seeds does seem to have insiders at Sony that he speaks to regularly. He was very on top of the Blue Point studio getting shuttered a few months back as an example, but he wrote on X here, I believe that Bungie will have at least 40% reduction in staff at some point this year. Here's why. When I did my Blue Point report...
We've got to find it. All right. Detective Seeds. I've got to see this for myself. There's no way this is real. Where is it at? When was this? Okay, it's not going to give me a date. Dang it. There's no shot this is real. No fucking way. I'm doing this live. There's no fucking way. Jesus, how long ago was this post? Oh, here it is. Okay. Follow me for gaming news. When you say cutting back and bend, I'm doing this now. Okay, so this is a real statement. How are the opinion is probably right. Vexy, Bungie, okay, don't know what that is. Honestly, I think it's pretty obvious something will happen to Bungie. I'm actually surprised not to see the prototypical Bungie bros or the Bungie ball fondlers. No, not a damn wow. Usually they would see something like this and have like a schizo, like who is this guy? Simple gaming tweets. Okay, so I don't know about his actual like reputation. This could just be some dude on the internet. When in doubt, always ask Grok. Grok is Detective Seed on Twitter reliable for game information? Listen, people think it's so stupid, but I want to see like they'll pull articles or any counter arguments or anything like that. Like at this point, I don't know who this is. Just because people are using this person as like, this person says this. Who the are you? Like, at least of analysts, you can kind of see, you can go research what kind of company they work for. No, is generally not considered reliable for game information, especially leaks, rumors, or inside detail about coming titles. He's a Navy veteran. Okay. Along with occasional longer reports claiming inside sources, he does share opinions, reviews. Why is the skepticism banned source? The main subreddit for tracking game leaks has banned him as a credible source. Critics there accuse him of repackaging info from more established leakers. So he steals, guessing based on public rumors or repeatedly saying next week until something eventually lines up. Okay, so what is this? We got forums. Again, it could go 4 against them. He has some Sega Atlas related stuff that lined up in the past. Okay, so I take this with a grain of salt, right? Take it for it's interesting conversation piece, but let's take it with a grain of salt, okay?
Several of the sources told me that PlayStation has more to trim this year, and the rumor was Bungie or Bend would be next. However, it would depend heavily on how Marathon performed, which would be reduced. With Marathon not performing to their needs, I reached out to those sources, and they said Bungie acquisition is now complete, and they believed at least a 40% reduction would come, possibly up to 50%. I did not include this in my Blue Point report because it was not tied to Blue Point closing directly, and at the time, we did not know the performance of Marathon. Well, now we do, and things are looking grim for the people at Bungie.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm. Wait. Everybody calm down.
To top it off, even Paul Tassi of Forbes, who is a major Bungie supporter, but who has been surprising.
He's not wrong. Now, depending on who you talk to, they're gonna be like, "Excuse me, he's been shitting on my Marathon. Fuck that guy." But really, he really does support Bungie quite often.
Fair on the topic of Marathon, he is suggesting that Bungie is going to have to choose between Destiny 2 or Marathon in the very near future. He doesn't think that both of them can be supported properly, and I tend to agree.
I think most people believe that's to be the case. Like it doesn't take a genius to look at 2 player counts for games and see, oh, we know that, Steam is mostly for Marathon, right? And it's only fitting for America. Whereas Destiny 2 reaches across the world. Like, that's the thing about Destiny and itself, is that it's a brand that covers across the world. Marathon is only mostly like America. And even the Marathon bros themselves will straight up say, they made this game for Americans, which is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Especially considering that it sounds as though there is a strong chance that a good number of Bungie employees are going to have to learn a new business phrase to support them in their future endeavors.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
That's a fucking flashback. I love it. Oh my god. The shit talking and I aspire to be at this level. He's right. I don't dance. Do you think you see me dancing? No. Fuck that. We think I'm a monkey? Dance, monkey, dance!
Alright, me hearties. Now, before we look at the Forbes article from Paul Tassi suggesting that Bungie is going to have to choose between Marathon and Destiny, I wanted to take a look at a social media post put out on X in response to the news that PlayStation was going to continue to support Marathon because they are happy with the high engagement of the players of this game. He wrote here, so what I've been told about the Sony retention remains at a high level is not that it's about overall population, but that it refers to what we saw in that Alinea data in March about how those who are into the game are really into it with very high gameplay hours. So, in other words, with Marathon, the company seems to have realized
those 5 dudes have thousands of hours put together. Those are the champions. Those are the guys that are bringing up the statistics that Sony needs to be able to gaslight their shareholders. Amen.
That this is a game that simply does not appeal to the vast majority of the public. Instead, they are interested in attracting people who play the game a lot. The thing about that strategy is that I still don't see how this pays the bills for Bungie unless these players are dropping thousands of dollars apiece on microtransactions in order to prop the company up. I suppose maybe the thinking is that they want to create...
Okay, that's the funny part about all this. There is barely any microtransactions yet. In fact, hold on. We actually got like an update about season 2 already, and this is what they're providing. This is what you expect, and this is the same. I said this was going to happen. A new Night Marsh zone. Night Marsh. So is this going to be a map, like a brand new map, I'm assuming, or is it a nighttime version of the map that you already have? We'll see how that goes. A new runner shell. Yep. New weapons. And then everything else that is not going to bring anyone back into the game. No matter, yeah. None of this screams, yay, we're coming back, baby. Woo! But just to show that they'll have like a new battle pass, but the battle pass that apparently Bungie offered with this season is awful and trash, so much so that they had to add more into it to make it more attractive. And then everything else is just, is it like the shaders are one and done? Like you have to pay to reuse them, which is so fucking scummy, which is why no one's going to interact with that trash. But overall, as well, that it's just recolors. And I've already seen people get gaslighted, trying to gaslight people. What? Recolored is just fine. Meanwhile, people don't want, rainbow unicorn shooting out the ass and Call of Duty stuff, right? But they're okay with cool cosmetic changes to guns. Like, Destiny is a perfect example of that. Most people are okay with the gun ornaments because they're usually tasteful and they look pretty good. and they can really improve the look of a shitty looking gun. But yeah, reskins. Bungie used to do that all the time in Destiny 2. They would package as a new gun, but now they're taking reskinning and making it a paid, cosmetic instead.
Create a floor for their game's player count that they can build on and expand on, but as you can see from the Steam charts for Marathon, they do seem to have found their floor already. They are now consistently hitting between 12.
No, apparently the floor has already hit 11K. The floor is not even going, and that, I'm not even joking, this is obviously the maintenance time. On maintenance days, you're getting down to 11K at its lowest, and that's pretty bad.
And 16,000 players at their daily peak levels on Steam. With all of that context in mind, though, let's take a peek at this article here from Forbes, whose headline says simply, "It seems Destiny 2 and Marathon cannot properly coexist at Bungie." And then, down here in the article, Tassie wrote, "In the wake of the announcement that Sony has now racked up $765 million in impairment losses against Bungie,
we know
valuing
this.
the asset it."
I'm gonna let him kind of chat until he gives an opinion. We've talked about this till we're blue in the face. I'm not going to regurgitate. I just want to hear his opinion and give my thoughts on his opinion.
Once purchased for $3.6 billion, significant questions have been raised about the future of the studio and its two games, Marathon and Destiny 2. While Sony acknowledged the underperformance that led to these losses, it continues to back Marathon, saying more content and ideas are on the way to retain hardcore players and attract new ones. Destiny 2, Bungie's flagship game, was not mentioned once in either Sony's earnings presentation or call. It is becoming increasingly clear that it is likely not possible to sustain both Destiny 2 and Marathon within a scaled-down Bungie, especially as more resources are pulled from Destiny and shoveled over to Marathon, which has more devs working on it. I fear this may be leading to one inescapable conclusion: one has to go, or at least be frozen in cryo. And to be clear, if this happens, it will be accompanied by those losses in jobs that are rumored, which I discussed near the start of this video. There are currently something around 800 developers working at Bungie, and the split has been around 300 of them working on Marathon, while the rest work on Destiny. But
I don't know if he's going to mention it, but that's not true anymore. More people are now working on Marathon than Destiny. Just so I don't know if he knows that or is going to mention that.
In recent months, that split has reportedly changed. Okay. There are apparently now more people working on Marathon than they are on Destiny. This kind of tells us which way things are going to go if this happens. But reading on, the article says, even with Sony publicly backing Marathon, the game continues to bleed players, directly contradicting Sony's earnings statement that retention that remains at a high level, which...
Okay, again, Paul Tassi was very specific here. He corrected himself that they weren't contradicting. They were just very deceptive. They're manipulating the truth. Because the truth is, there is the people that are playing the game have massive retention, hundreds to almost thousands of hours of this game already, right? But again, it's like getting Yelp reviews about a restaurant and seeing that they're 10 out of 10s. But it's just 5 dudes that have given it. Only 5 dudes have gone to this restaurant and given 10 out of 10s. So it must mean it's the best restaurant ever, right? Best restaurant in the city because it's got 10 out of 10, even though only 5 people go to it. Again, that's why data matters, is because reviews mean shit. If the population that's giving the reviews is so damn small that it becomes irrelevant. Like, it's relevant to the small niche of people who enjoy it, but it's not popular enough for the wider audience to consume that product to give their review on it. And in that regard, that is a review on its own. The fact that the majority doesn't even want to touch it is a negative review of the game. And that's something that's not being communicated to shareholders intentionally. Oh, what about player count? They never mentioned player count. They never mentioned demographics. Like who's playing the most, because if you tell shareholders, yeah, only a subsection in like America play this game, they're going to be a little upset. Oh, not to mention that they didn't mention that most of the people playing it are on PC and not even their PlayStation. That's right. This is Sony. They have the PlayStation, and a very little amount of people are actually playing on the PlayStation itself. And that's something to be very hyper aware when you're talking about business, that Sony intentionally left out details, which, by the way, leaving out some details is indeed lying. And people are like, well, they can't lie to shareholders. Yeah, they can. It's called omitting certain information and gearing the truth in a deceptive way. Painting it as if it, like, we got massive retention, but not mentioning player count. Massive reviews, but our player count is like non-existent. And it doesn't exist on PlayStation. It's only PC. Like, it's details like that is why looking at data is sometimes more important than listening to the company itself. Because go figure, and you have all these bot accounts running defense for Sony saying they're okay with this, everything's fine. They're not. They're told their shareholders the truth. Everything's great. Of course, they're not going to tell shareholders the house is on fucking fire. If they're trying to keep a business going, they don't want to make people mad. Who would have thought that $1 billion company is going to do everything it can to make shareholders happy so that they don't lose anything? Like, hello? How like low IQ do you have to be to not understand that these companies are greedy, they are deceptive, and they will do everything they can to make their shareholders happy so that they themselves are able to keep the big bucks in their pocket?
Does not reflect public data. On any given day, Destiny 2 will have more players on Steam during the day, while Marathon is edging above it at night, but only just. But the reality is that Destiny has more players overall, given that Marathon skews more significantly toward a PC player base. This, the Destiny series that is in year 11 of content and during its worst down period ever, and Marathon, which came out 2 months ago. If you have to pick one, what do you pick? Before we get into this, I can hear people...
Again, that's a very important piece of information. Yes, are people tired of Destiny 2? Yes. Is there a lot of issues with Destiny 2? Yes. But from a business perspective, when all those things are against Destiny and yet it is more successful than your brand new franchise, your brand new IP, and it's still thriving compared to your dying IP that's brand new, sometimes you gotta bite the bullet. And eventually Sony's going to bite the bullet. They're going to give Marathon the Concord treatment. Or they're going to give Destiny the treatment. I think that would be wholly stupid. Wholly stupid. Since Destiny is maintaining a higher player base and has more microtransaction capabilities and has more avenues, for revenue in general compared to Marathon currently. And they've already said apparently the updates are free. Either they're lying or they're going to change that model very quickly where they're going to have you buy, because there's no way they're going to make enough money from having people, that the small niche community, from buying skins. Even though they're obviously highway robbery on the stupid reskin shader bullshit that they did in Destiny 2, that's not going to save them. Like, it's just not.
Already. Am I biased? Sure, I'm biased. I've said publicly that Marathon is not for me personally, and I have played Destiny for all those 11 years, but I truly do think that objectively, Destiny makes the most sense to invest in over Marathon in one form or another. I believe more in the ability...
Destiny Rising is the perfect counterpoint to anyone that says that just Destiny needs to die. Like you could say, yeah, the Destiny 2 probably does need to die, right? Eventually. But Destiny Rising shows that you could do a reboot of the franchise, and it was widely successful. Widely successful. The only thing holding Destiny Rising back is that it was a mobile game. If they made a full-fledged PC console Destiny Rising, and it was up to par with graphics and all that jazz, I guarantee you it would have been hot. Like, it was already hot at launch. It would maintain its hotness.
to revive Destiny than I do the ability to dramatically expand Marathon's player base and make it more broadly appealing, and I must say that I agree with this completely. Destiny has the ability to appeal to a much broader audience because it is not an extraction shooter, which is certainly a niche, and the characters in Destiny look cool, whereas the characters in Bungie look androgynous and just plain weird and ugly. This isn't rocket science. This is
Bungie, you need to take advice from the kumbayas. That's right. The guys that were saying kumbaya, we need to stop being negative to each other, and we need to hug it out. And then the other guy that was upset that if you criticize Bungie, like, hey, let's not talk about Marathon in a negative way. Let's talk about, let's get some sexy skins. Sex sells, people. Sex sells. I've got to find that Reddit post again. I think I have that picture. That sex sells. We need to be able to fuck the robots.
Common sense. Destiny has a much stronger chance of being revived. At one point, it was very ridiculously successful. If Bungie were smart, they'd put their resources into trying to turn Destiny 2 around while quietly working on a Destiny 3. But from the sound of things, a choice will have to be made soon. If somewhere around half of the Bungie employees are let go, then maintaining both games seems like it just ain't gonna happen. Anyhow, make sure to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already, and if you are already subscribed, make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel. Lots of people tell me all the time that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed, and also, please consider becoming a member of the channel for as little as $5 per month, but I'm gonna leave it
For as little as $5 a month. Wait, you mean $5? I don't get. Anyways, definitely, interesting. I liked it. I liked the unique shit talking. The get up is interesting, even though I feel like it's just a green screen background of, like, there's not a lot of action going on, but I still think it's really cool. It's something different. But overall, I like the getting to the detail. Let's just be honest. He combed through the information in 11 minutes. I'm gonna be lucky today to have a 30-minute video, even though it's just prototypical me yapping. I'm so tired. I'm getting outplayed by people who can do like 10-minute videos, and I'm sitting here like, damn, I hit 40. Damn, I just talked too much. Anyways, instead of just copy pasting someone's video, at least I gave some feedback and try to give some insight. Like, try to talk about it. Just to talk about it. Oh my God, Asmongold he reacted to. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that later. Asmongold reacted to Astacross. I'm sure that was. I'm not gonna do a react. I'm gonna watch that on my own. If I see something, I'll clip it for a video later or something. I love watching, watching Astaroth get reacted to by people, especially when they're outside of the Bungie community. Last time Asmongold reacted, I think, that I watched was the microtransaction hell video. I'm interested to see how he reacts this time. We'll see. I'm guaranteeing Astacross has been on a hate train. Like, he's already made like 3 other videos going against Marathon, and I'm like, damn. He's full sending it. Anyways, I've yapped enough. Enjoy your sub 30. That's right, bitches. I can go under 30 minutes, and I did. So enjoy your sub 30-minute video. And no, for the last fucking time, I'm not taking the dust off the mic. It's going to stay here. You know what? He's got this Star Wars background. I've got the dust background, bitches. We got the dust. I'm the Dust King. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.